When you buy a book, have you ever asked yourself how much of my money goes back to the person who wrote it? No? Well, time to think about it. You may be in for a surprise. First, an explanation of how traditional commercial publishing works. If you're a self-publisher, none of this applies to you. But if you sell your work to a traditional publisher, this is, or used to be, the norm, and it hangs around something called the advance. What's an advance? Think of it as a loan, one that you'll never have to repay under normal circumstances. When a publisher makes an offer for a book, it will usually come with a sum of money, often half payable on your signing the contract, and the rest when the book comes out. An advance is just what it says, an advance payment of the money you and your publisher hope to earn through future sales. Huge six-figure advances get a lot of publicity, but trust me, they're rare and are usually a sign of the publishing industry indulging itself. Most advances are humble, and more humble than ever these days. Let's use the figure of £5,000, which is a good advance for many writers today. When you sign, you're credited with £5,000, half payable after signature usually, less the commission of your agent, usually 15%. So that's £2,125 for you, and the same on publication. Some publishers are offering no advance these days, but a promise of higher royalties, though since these deals vary widely and are often frankly best avoided, I'm leaving out the figures here. The thing to remember is you won't get another penny from your publisher until the royalties from the sales of your book earn out, to use the industry term, the cost of the advance. Most books don't earn out, so many authors come to regard the advance as the only payment they're likely to get for their work. So how do book sales earn money for an author? It varies depending the route your work takes to the market. Let's take a look at each of these. First off, a conventionally published hardback book. Let's say your hardback sells at an average of £12.99. On an 8% royalty, that will gross you £1.04. Your agent will usually take 15% or 20% on foreign sales in return for selling your book in the first place and dealing with the complexities of contracts, which means in the domestic market, one hardback sale nets you 88p. Sell 2,000 hardbacks, and that's a big sell for many authors, particularly first-time ones, and you've made £1,760, or rather, you paid off that amount of your advance. Next, a conventionally published paperback book. The percentages are the same as hardbacks, though paperbacks are where the mass market is meant to be. The published price for these will usually be around £6.99 or more. At this level, your gross earning per book will be 56p, 47p net after agent commission. But many, probably most paperback sales are heavily discounted, especially in supermarkets if you manage to get your title there. You might be earning as little as 30p net per sale, but let's say you net 40p per copy. At this level, you need to sell 12,000 books before you earn out that £5,000 advance and start to get more money. Now, how about a conventionally published ebook? Here, the costs of distribution are much lower, and there's nothing to print or warehouse either, so authors will generally get 25% of the selling price, though some specialist digital publishers will offer you as much as 50%. But it's the average deal we're talking about here, and that's 25% against a selling price that may vary from £3.99 all the way down to 99p. Let's say you average £2.99. You'll net 75p per sale gross and 64p net after commission. In terms of earning out your advance, it's the gross figure that counts, not what you received after your agent's cut. So against that original loan, your sales earnings would add up to this: 1,000 hardbacks, £1,040. 1,000 paperbacks, £560, 1,000 ebooks, £750. You can juggle the figures yourself and work out how many thousand books you need to sell before you even pay off that modest advance and start to get some new money. Now, let's talk about self-publishing, an area that's pretty new to me and one with many complexities. First, let's look at a mass-market paperback self-published through something like KDP. Now, printing stuff costs. Paper, ink, distribution, they all add up. There are a variety of places that will let you self-publish to print. The cheapest way to do this is the old way. Print the books, warehouse them, hope they'll sell. This is costly and risky, especially in today's straitened times when mail order is an essential outlet. The alternative is print on demand. Books only get turned out on paper when someone buys them. The result is indistinguishable from a conventionally printed book these days, at least from KDP in my experience. The costs are somewhat higher, however, though you won't be paying that 15% agent commission. Here are the figures for my forthcoming paperback, Shooter in the Shadows. It's also priced to take advantage of KDP's extended distribution, which means the books can be ordered and distributed through conventional outlets to bookshops and libraries. Whether this will happen in practice remains to be seen. I'm new to this game. At a list of £8.99 in the UK, printing accounts for £3.80 of the cost, and my 60% royalty brings in £1.59. But as these dollar figures show, any books sold outside the Amazon realm as part of that extended distribution deal bring the royalty down to a mere 23 cents per copy. The only way to up that would be to increase the print price, and by a hefty margin too. But since I'd hope a few libraries out there would want to put the book on their shelves, I'm happy to live with that. Now, straight to the most common format in self-publishing, the ebook. I've deliberately priced this low with Shooter because we're in funny times. All the same, as you can see here, by choosing a 70% margin, which is mostly standard across the distribution board if you go direct to each channel, the figures are quite interesting. Yes, you are reading that right. A £2.49 ebook will net me more than any other form of book publishing, from traditional hardback to paperback and even self-published print. That said, ebooks are still only around 30% of the total book market, and if I sell a few thousand copies of Shooter in this form, I'll probably be doing well. And before you get too excited, consider this. When you sell a book direct to a publisher, they take on the costs of bringing it to market. Editing, proofreading, cover design, typesetting, and with a bit of luck, some marketing too. A cover alone from a professional designer can cost £1,000, editing as much as twice that, and you need someone to format the book so it looks good. Then there's marketing. If no one knows your book exists, no one's going to buy it. In self-publishing, everything is down to you, and you don't have an advance, you don't have any money up front, any guarantee of a return for your work at all. Foreign sales, TV and film options, pretty much impossible to find without an agent. The numbers I've quoted here may make self-publishing look like a goldfield. It isn't, but then neither, for most of us, is conventional publishing either. Are there other ways to earn money? Well, that's the obvious one. You get a job. Lots of writers need other employment to make ends meet, and that may well become the norm. Audio is an ever more important market too, though you need it to be well produced and marketed if it's going to work. In the UK and many other countries, though not the US, authors are paid for library loans under public lending rights schemes. Every time you borrow a registered book, ebook or audio, that author gets 9.03 pence, capped at £6,600, and receive PLR payments from other countries too, through UK PLR and the Authors Licensing and Collecting Society. So don't think you're starving an author if you get your books through a library. Now, I'm not going to spend time here trying to blame people for this situation, though in truth it's a complex story, too complex to play out here. The root cause, it seems to me, is obvious. It's the collapse in the price of books. Our percentage of that price remains the same, but books cost an awful lot in real terms. Here, for example, is my copy of Robert Graves' Claudius the God. I bought it in 1988 for £4.99. Imagine what that would be rounded up today. The publishing industry, like most of us, I guess, is waiting to see what emerges on the other side of this strange situation. I've no idea. I have no predictions. What I will say is this. In terms of the book industry ecosystem, authors are the gig workers of the economy. We are freelance, we are casual, we are easily laid off, and we're easily replaced by people who will work for less money or even for free just to see their name in print. So to use the terms of a weather forecaster, the outlook is unsettled. I wish you well in it.